Hello and welcome to this week's 16th edition of Big Game Bound. I'm Chris Hagan. Now, as you know, the holidays and football go hand in hand. 10 games on Christmas Eve this Sunday, and then a Christmas Day triple header that's on Monday. All of this as the playoff pictures in both the AFC and NFC remain in flux with just 3 games remaining in the regular season. And they saved the best for last this week. The 2 teams currently holding the #1 seeds meeting under the lights. The AFC leading Ravens visiting the top team in the NFC, San Francisco. Let's bring in our Kate Rooney out in San Fran on the Niners beat. Kate, a very important game, but just one game. How does the team try to balance those 2 things, the excitement of how huge this game is, but also realizing there's a bigger road down the future?
Well, Chris, this is, I think if I have it right, about the 3rd huge game that the 49ers have been tasked with this season. We asked them that exact same question leading into Dallas week. We asked them that exact same question leading into the Eagles game. And they handled both those games. They showed up. Those were 2 of the biggest regular season games that they've played in quite some time. And now here we go, another biggest regular season game that they've played in quite some time. A lot of people, of course, are saying that this one could be a Super Bowl preview. But what this locker room hangs its hat on is the fact that they celebrate the victory for about 24 hours, and then they move right on and approach whatever's coming at them next. So that's their plan for this week, no different than any other week.
It's crazy when you think about how late in the season you see 2 teams that are dominating their conference, and we're talking about the top 2 scoring defenses in the NFL, also very high in the list of scoring offenses. I mean, it really is a perfect game to wrap up this holiday week. Can you think of anything that's going to be a key factor here? It's going to be good against good on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I think there's actually really 2 key factors. It's one, how did the 49ers handle Lamar Jackson and what he's done? We saw the last time these 2 teams played back in 2019. That was a Ravens victory. Lamar Jackson was able to run all over San Francisco. He ran for 101 yards in that game. They're going to have to let him not do that this time. They're going to have to limit where he can throw the ball as well. Mobile quarterbacks have been a bit of an Achilles heel for the 49ers over the years, but they got it done against Jalen Hurts. So that might be an interesting game for them to study. That game plan where they contained him and didn't let him anywhere near those A and B gaps is probably what they're going to try to do against Lamar Jackson as well. And then the other side of the ball, how is Brock Purdy going to stand up to the #1 ranked Baltimore pass rush? Because they've got 50 sacks on the season. Again, the 49ers offensive line has held up really well and given Brock Purdy great protection when they've played other really good defensive lines like the Eagles, like the Browns. But we just have to see if they're going to be able to do it this time.
You think about games like this, turnovers could be a factor, and that's been something the Niners and turnover differential, that's been a key to their success as well. Do you see maybe a mishap somewhere along the way proves to be the difference in this one?
It's definitely possible. I mean, those things so often have the power to swing the pendulum in games, right? And that was certainly the case in Arizona. Charvarius Ward had those 2 interceptions. Anytime it felt like the Cardinals were still hanging around, weren't able to do that. Fred Warner has been picking off balls, it feels like, quite a bit this season. I think he's got the most among non-cornerbacks in the league this season. So that's definitely a factor. The 49ers have also gotten bailed out a couple times in situations where they fumbled it. Some other penalty enabled them to keep the ball. So, you know, you have to have luck on your side as well. But, of course, that is always something that we're looking to. And don't forget, Brock Purdy has the best touchdown to interception ratio in the league right now. So if he just keeps doing what he's been doing, that should be a good thing for the 49ers.
Yeah, Purdy, he went from kind of like a aw shucks, isn't this a cute little story, the Mr. Irrelevant household name, MVP discussion. What's he been like? Is he still kind of that guy just out there trying to prove everybody wrong out of Iowa State, or has he kind of grown into that role maybe as the leader of the team and one of the faces really of the league?
Yeah, I think if you ask him, he would say that he feels like he's grown into that role. He's out here now just trying to study his game plan each week, lead his team as best as possible, and win football games, and that's exactly what he's been doing. I mean, it's kind of at odds with his persona, right? Because he's just this really easygoing, unpresumptuous guy from Arizona. Spent the 49ers bye week on his girlfriend's farm in Iowa, not, out spending money or doing something flashy like you might expect from other MVP candidates in the league. Still looks like he's about 12 years old, so that is always kind of a surprise to some people when they see him in person for the first time. But he plays like a grown man. I mean, he's leading the league in all the categories that people seem to factor in when they're casting those MVP votes: touchdown passes, passer rating, yards per attempt, and he's near the top in lots of the other categories as well. He's playing with similar stats to players who have won the MVP award over the last 14, 15 seasons. So unless he has a major misstep, unless something happens, there's no reason that he shouldn't continue to be the favorite for that award.
Kate, the show is called Big Game Bound. One or both of these teams may be headed to Las Vegas in a couple of months, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you one way or another down the road. Thanks for the time. Enjoy the game coming up this week.
Thanks, guys, and happy holidays to you.
The first game on Christmas Day is an AFC West showdown between the Raiders and the Chiefs. Las Vegas just hung 63 points on the Chargers and is still technically alive in the playoff picture, while the Chiefs snapped a two-game losing streak to gain a firm hold on the division.
There's always pressure, but obviously losing 2 games, you have to play your best football. Losing 3 straight in this league, really puts you in a tough spot. And I thought the guys did a good job, but we have to continue to get better and better. And we're playing the Raiders. We're playing great football coming up, so we have to continue to learn and improve.
I only have one wish and one present I want. It's to win. Just want to win.
Game 2 on Christmas, an NFC East battle between the Giants and Eagles. Tommy Cutlets, a.k.a. Tommy DeVito, has 15 minutes of fame, but they may be up after beating in New Orleans, and Philly is reeling. The Eagles are 0 for December, losers of 3 straight.
I'm worried about this next game, period, because that has been a common question. What do you have to do the next 3 games? What do you have to do? I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about today, and I'm going to go back up and game plan right now, so I don't got time for any more questions. But I'm worried about today, and that's it, because you cannot say I'm going to worry about, this is what I'm worried about the next 3 games. You're not going to be successful in this league doing that. You put your head down and you work and you get better at today.
I heard it's a pretty hostile environment. I'm looking forward to it. I like to thrive in those environments. It's fun. It's part of the game. I like a hostile crowd.
Week 16 starts with Thursday Night Football. The 7-7 Saints visiting the 7-7 Rams. But LA currently in the playoffs. New Orleans currently out. Perhaps an elimination game at SoFi Stadium. 2 games on Saturday, both with playoff implications in the AFC. Division rivals getting together in Pittsburgh as the 8-6 Bengals take on the Steelers. And the charging Bills take on the Chargers in SoCal. Early games on Sunday and the 1 o'clock window. The Colts and Falcons and Atlanta, both teams in the playoff mix. The Seahawks and Titans meeting in Nashville. The first place Lions looking to deal a blow to the Vikings' playoff hopes in Minneapolis. The Commanders and Jets both eliminated from playoff contention, but they'll still play each other anyway. The reeling Packers visit a Panther team riding a 1-game win streak, now 2-12 on the season. And in Houston, the Browns trying to protect their playoff position against the Texans team trying to sneak its way in. 3 games in the 4 o'clock Eastern window on Christmas Eve. The Jaguars visiting the Buccaneers in Tampa. The Cardinals take on a Bears team that's won 3 of its last 5. And the Cowboys looking for a bounce-back effort on the road against the first-place Dolphins. And on Sunday Night Football, the 3-11 Patriots. Yes, 3-11 Patriots in the Mile High City to battle with the Broncos. Denver still on the fringe in the AFC wildcard race.
Hey, I'll see you next week, and I'll be 3-0. Always good to talk to you, Chris.
Hey, that was Jared Payton last week, and the son of sweetness was right. Called his shot. 3-0 on Peyton's picks. Now 30-15 on the season. JP, take a bow.
I have to, Chris, man. I felt good about last week, and this week you throw 3 games at me that are a little bit tougher, but I think we have a chance to go back-to-back 3-0 week.
You always build it up. You always say, oh, they're so tough, and then you're 15 games over 500. You went 3-0. So let's make these people some holiday money. Let's get right to it. Peyton's picks this week. How about the Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Oh, a division rivalry right here, Chris. But I'm going to tell you, man, it comes down to it. Jake Browning is playing some really good football. And when I look on the flip side of the Steelers, they can't figure anything out on the offensive side of the ball. Mason Rudolph probably going to have the opportunity to start this game. Mitchell Trubisky is in there. And you never know what's going to happen on the offense with them. So it's hard for me to go against the offensive power that Jake Browning and the Bengals bring to the table. So I am taking the Bengals to get the dub this weekend.
Now, here's an interesting matchup. Maybe a Super Bowl preview, maybe not. Two teams definitely with big game aspirations. The Cowboys heading to South Florida, your old stomping grounds, to take on the Dolphins.
Well, I know how tough it is, Chris, to be able to play in the 305. Anytime that humidity is out there on the field and you're not used to it, that is going to play a factor in this matchup. The Miami Dolphins on offense, we know what they can do. They're still explosive. Jaden Waddle, if you see what I'm doing, is anytime a matchup problem on the outside and he can get after you. And listen, they can run the football as well. That's one of the issues we saw for the Cowboys against the Bills. They weren't able to stop the run. Miami can do that. They can beat you through the air or on the ground. And the one thing is Dak Prescott and company do not play well on the road at all when they leave Jerry's World. So I am going with my old stomping grounds, the 305, Miami Dolphins, to get the dub.
I thought you were going to hold up the U right there with your hands, JP. I think by law you have to. There it is. We match. Hey, talk about Super Bowl previews. What about this one? What a tasty holiday treat. The Ravens visiting the 49ers.
Ooh, this one is going to be good, right, Chris? We saw a Ravens team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. There's none better than watching that Ravens defense. But the one issue and one problem that they have is stopping the run, and that is one thing that when you look at the 49ers, they can do. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is averaging like 119 yards on the ground a game. He can break you apart there. Don't forget about Deebo Samuel as well. There's so many things offensively that Brock Purdy has at his disposal that I think is just going to be too hard for the Ravens to be able to keep up. So that's why I'm going with the 49ers, who will be in Las Vegas when you and I are there representing the NFC. I get them to get the dub this weekend.
JP making all kind of predictions on this week's. It's a holiday bonus, some stocking stuffers from Jarrett. Let's take a look at Peyton's picks. A little recap for you. He likes the Bengals going on the road and getting the dub against the Steelers. He'll take the Dolphins at home against the Cowboys, and the Niners will be too much for those Baltimore Ravens, and go ahead and punch the ticket for San Fran to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. JP, Merry Christmas to you and yours. Thank you for the winners, and we'll do it again next week, my friend.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you as well, Chris, and let's talk next week.
JP, a money-making machine this season, but now let's turn our attention to our weekly listen around the league as coaches and players dish the tea. Is that how you say it, dish the tea? Anyway, here it is, open mic.
I don't think I threw the ball that many times, which, again, I don't just get it done. Let's just find a way to win, and felt like the kid that didn't do anything in the class project but got an A.
It's every week in this league. One week you're drinking wine, the next week you're squashing grapes. Obviously, we've squashed a lot of grapes of late. I'm interested in a little wine.
I tried to tip it and then hold on to it, hit my chest before I was already falling, so it's tough. How many times do you see a Hail Mary work?
I was going to try to dive on the ground to stop him from catching it. It popped up into my hand, so lucky catch, I guess.
We flushed that game, all right? And it's embarrassing. It was embarrassing to everybody involved in it, and that's I take that with me since I'm the man in charge now. But we're moving past that.
Yeah, I mean, we got to win. We got 3 opportunities to go out there and get a win. The goal right now is to get to 9-8, and then obviously let the playoffs kind of play themselves out and see if we can get a shot in there.
How would you even describe the pain right now?
Well, I was going to walk back to the treatment room and then everybody surrounded me, so it's not the best timing for me. But I just can't move.
So Eminem is your angry music?
Yes. How'd you know?
Because Hard Knocks told us.
Oh,
I'm still having to get used to that. I think 99, I was a sophomore in high school when he came out. He has a tonality, you know, that I was trying to harness, I would say, probably.
When you're winning and doing your jobs, man, a lot of the attention and so forth is on things such as that. When you're not doing your job and losing, you better keep your damn mouth shut and understand that that tracks a certain type of attention as well. And usually that's vulture-like attention.
And on that note, time to say goodbye for Kate Rooney in San Francisco, Jared Payton in Chicago, and producer Phil Nardiello over there in the next room. I'm Chris Hagan. Happy holidays and/or Merry Christmas. We'll see you next time on Big Game Bound.